What if I told you that everything you've been taught about aging might be wrong? Seriously, all the stiffness in the morning, the brain fog, that slow crawl to the coffee maker, it may not be just age. I'm 94. I live by myself. No medications. Still sharp. Still walking strong. People ask me how, and I tell them, it's not magic. It's not money. It's habits. 5 simple ones I do every morning. That's it. And you can do them too. 2 years ago, I went in for a regular checkup. Nothing fancy, just routine. But when my doctor looked at my results, he paused. He said, "These numbers look like someone in their 60s." And I just smiled, because I knew why. I've been doing 5 simple things every morning for years. They're not expensive. They don't take hours. But they work. They keep me sharp, steady, and independent. And now, I want to share them with you. Because if I can start these habits in my 70s and feel this good at 94, then maybe, just maybe, you can too. Let's be honest. Most of us start the day all wrong. You wake up, grab your phone, scroll the news, maybe sip some coffee, and before you know it, you're stiff, foggy, and tired. And we call that aging? No, that's just poor habits. You're not broken. You're just starting the day out of sync. Your body hasn't moved, your brain hasn't woken up, and your cells are still dehydrated. That's a recipe for feeling older than you are. But here's the thing. It doesn't have to be that way. A few small changes in the first hour of your morning can shift everything. Your mood, your energy, even your memory. I've lived long enough to know that how you start sets the tone for everything else. If you want your days to feel better, you have to start better. Have you ever wake up feeling like your joints are rusted shut? Like your brain is still stuck in sleep mode? That's not just age creeping in. That's dehydration. It's one of the sneakiest things that can ruin your morning, and most people don't even realize it. Here's the truth. While you're sleeping, your body is losing water. Through your breath, through your skin. You're not sweating buckets or anything, but it adds up. On average, people lose about 1 liter of water overnight. And yet the first thing many of us do is reach for coffee. I get it. We're tired. We want a jolt. But coffee is a diuretic. It pushes more water out of your body. So now you're even more dehydrated. And your brain, your joints, your muscles, they all pay the price. Let me tell you about Eleanor. She's 82. For years, she struggled with morning dizziness, that floating feeling when she stood up too fast. She tried all kinds of treatments, different pillows, balance exercises, even medications. Nothing really helped. Then she heard me talk about hydration and decided to try it. 1 glass of water, first thing. Room temperature, not cold, with a small pinch of sea salt. She kept on her nightstand. So it was the first thing she saw. Within a week, no more dizziness. Her energy was better. Her skin even looked more hydrated. All because she gave her cells what they were begging for, water. But not just any water. Room temperature water is easier for your body to absorb right after sleep. And that little pinch of natural salt, it helps your cells pull that water in. It's called osmotic balance. Fancy term. Simple idea. It means your hydration is actually going where it needs to go instead of just passing through you. And let's talk science for a second. Studies out of Johns Hopkins have shown that even mild dehydration in adults over 65 can lead to a 25% drop in brain function. That means slower thinking, poor focus, and that frustrating fog that just doesn't lift. Not to mention, it increases inflammation by 30%. So yeah, skipping your water isn't harmless. It's sabotaging your start. And here's the kicker. It only takes 30 seconds. That's all. No blender. No equipment. No excuses. Just you a glass of water and a new beginning. So here's what I want you to do tonight. Pour yourself 16 ounces of room temperature water. Add a small pinch of real sea salt. Not the table stuff. Set it beside your bed. Then tomorrow morning, before the coffee, before the noise, before anything else, drink it. All of it. Slowly. Feel it wake up your body from the inside out. If the taste is tough, add a squeeze of lemon. But skip the sweeteners. You want clean, pure hydration. That's it. It's a simple habit. But when you do it consistently, it changes how your whole day feels. You'll think clearly, move easier, maybe even smile a little more. Because the truth is, your body's been trying to tell you something every morning. Now you finally know how to listen. Let me ask you something. When's the last time you stepped outside in the morning and just let the sunlight hit your face? Not through a window, not under fluorescent lights. I mean real sunlight. The kind that tells your body it's time to wake up. Most of us don't even think about it. We roll out of bed, head straight into the kitchen, turn on a coffee pot, and maybe glance at our phone. And our brain, it's still waiting for that morning signal. That signal is light. Your body runs on a clock. It's called your circadian rhythm. It controls everything. Your sleep, your energy, your mood, even how your body digests food. And it needs to be reset every day. Guess how it resets? Morning light. Natural, full-spectrum sunlight within the first 30 minutes of waking. Skip that window, and your clock starts drifting. That means you feel tired at noon, wired at midnight, and foggy all day. Robert was 78 when he finally made this connection. For years, he took his walks every afternoon, thought he was doing the right thing, but he still struggled to fall asleep and fell off all day. I told him to shift his walk to the morning, right after waking up. Nothing else changed. Same shoes, same route. But within a week, his sleep improved. His energy felt steadier. And he stopped reaching for that third cup of coffee by 10 o'clock. Why does this happen? Because your eyes have special receptors. They're not for seeing. They're for light detection. And when they catch the morning sun, they send a message to your brain's master clock. That clock starts a cascade. Your cortisol rises naturally, melatonin production stops, and serotonin increases. Your body says, okay, let's get going. But here's the thing most people miss. It has to be really light. Looking at your phone doesn't cut it. Sitting near a lamp doesn't work either. Even standing next to a window is only half as effective. You need to step outside. Just 10 to 15 minutes. Even if it's cloudy. Even if it's cold. That full spectrum light is still coming through. And it still does its job. Now, if you live somewhere that barely sees the sun in the winter, don't worry. There are special lamps called circadian light boxes. They're designed to mimic morning sunlight. Not quite the same, but they're a good backup. Better than nothing. Morning light doesn't just help you sleep better. It lifts your mood, boosts your focus, even improves digestion and hormone balance. Studies out of Stanford and the University of Colorado show that people who miss morning light have higher rates of depression, poor glucose control, and faster aging markers. So what can you do? Tomorrow morning, before you touch your phone, before you pour your coffee, step outside. Let the light hit your face. No sunglasses. Let your body register that it's a new day, that you're awake, that you're ready. You'll feel the difference, not just in your sleep, but in how the whole day flows. This habit takes no money, no equipment, and barely any time. But what does it give you in return? More energy, more clarity, better mood, and maybe a night of sleep you haven't had in years. Let's talk about something most people ignore, your brain in the morning. Now, I'm not just talking about waking up and remembering what day it is. I mean really giving your brain what it needs to stay sharp, focused, and resilient. Because here's the deal. Right after you wake up, your brain is at its most flexible. It's primed for learning, for creativity, for clarity. Scientists call this time a cognitive window. And if you use it right, it can actually slow down brain aging. But what do most people do? They grab their phone, scroll social media, check the news. None of that helps the brain. If anything, it increases anxiety and confusion. You're feeding your brain junk when you should be feeding it fuel. Now, Let me introduce you to Margaret. She's 86. A few years ago, she had hip surgery and was confined to a chair for weeks. But she didn't let that stop her mind. Every morning, she did what we call the 4-minute brain boost. One math problem, one memory recall, for new vocabulary words, one short visualization. That's it. No apps, no screens, just her notebook and her mind. When her physical therapy finally resumed, the doctors were stunned. Her mental acuity had actually improved. That's the power of early morning brain activation. During that first hour, your brain releases a chemical called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it like fertilizer for your neurons. It helps you build new pathways, keep memories strong, and adapt to stress better. But here's the thing, it doesn't last all day. That window closes fast. And if you miss it, you miss the most important moment to build brain resilience. So what can you do? You don't need a college degree or a crossword puzzle. You just need a system. Try this. Step 1. Solve a simple math problem. Maybe it's 8 times 7. Maybe it's 100 minus 33. Whatever gets your logic centers going. Step 2. Recall a detailed memory. Not just my birthday. Try to remember your 50th. Who was there? What did the cake look like? This triggers your hippocampus, the memory bank. Step 3. Learn 4 new words. Pick them from a book, a podcast, or even a word of the day calendar. Write them down. Say them out loud. Step 4. Visualize your day. Close your eyes and picture it. See yourself making breakfast, taking your walk, calling a friend. This engages your prefrontal cortex, planning center. Altogether, this routine takes 4 minutes. That's it. 4 minutes to keep your brain from shrinking. 4 minutes to improve focus and clarity. 4 minutes to tell your brain, I'm still learning. And here's the kicker. This isn't just about memory. It's about confidence. When you start your day with intention, with curiosity, you feel more in control. You feel more like yourself. So don't waste that golden window. Tomorrow morning, before the phone, before the noise, train your brain. It's waiting for you. Let's face it, the older we get, the more we realize that not all movement is created equal. Some exercises help us feel younger, looser, and more alive. Others, they leave us sore, stiff, or worse, injured. And that's the last thing we need when we're trying to stay independent. That's why I want to talk to you about smart movement, specifically a mobility sequence designed for the aging body. It's called the Inside-Out Mobility Sequence, and I swear by it. I've used it every morning for years. It's 7 minutes of your day, and it's worth every second. Why? Because this sequence doesn't just stretch you out. It actually wakes up your muscles, lubricates your joints, and gets your blood flowing in a way that works with your body, not against it. You see, the older body doesn't respond well to sudden, aggressive movements. The collagen in your joints isn't what it used to be. Your tissues are drier, more prone to micro tears, and slower to heal. That's why those old-school toe touches or rapid twists can do more harm than good. What we need is a gentle ramp-up, a way to ease into motion that supports circulation, improves stability, and builds confidence. Here's how it works. Step 1 is seated shoulder rolls. Sit upright, relax your arms, and roll your shoulders in small circles. Forward, then backward. This warms up the upper body and gets your posture muscles activated. Next is seated marching. While still seated, lift each knee one at a time like you're marching. Go for a minute. This engages your core, wakes up your hips, and builds balance. Then comes the doorway chest opener. Stand in a doorway, arms out at shoulder height, hands on the frame. Lean forward gently to stretch across your chest. This counters the rounded posture many of us develop from sitting or looking down all day. Fourth, do supported squats. Stand behind a sturdy chair or kitchen counter. Hold on gently and lower yourself just a few inches at a time. Go slow. Feel your legs engage. This one strengthens your quads and glutes, the muscles you use to get up, sit down, and climb stairs. Last is ankle circles. While seated again, lift one foot and make slow circles, then switch sides. This helps with blood flow, foot flexibility, and fall prevention. Together, this routine hits all the key areas: shoulders, hips, chest, legs, and ankles. And the best part? You can do it in pajamas, right in your living room. No equipment, no gym, no excuses. Thomas, one of my neighbors, was using a walker just a year ago. His daughter introduced him to this sequence. Within 3 months, he ditched the walker. Now he walks his dog every morning without help. That's the power of intentional, age-appropriate movement. If you've been waking up stiff, aching, or afraid to move, don't just accept it. There's a smarter way to start the day. Treat your body with the care and respect it deserves. Move with intention. Warm up like it matters, because it does. So tomorrow, before you rush into the day, give yourself those 7 minutes. Breathe, roll, march, stretch, strengthen. You'll be amazed at how good it feels to move again, gently, mindfully, and with purpose. Let's talk about something we all care about but often overlook: muscle. As we age, our strength doesn't just fade quietly. It disappears faster than we think, especially if we're not feeding our bodies the right way, at the right time. That's where protein timing comes in, and let me tell you, it's a game changer for anyone over 60. You see, most people think eating enough protein during the day is good enough. But the truth is, when you eat, protein matters just as much, if not more than, how much you eat. Our bodies go through something called anabolic resistance as we age. That means it gets harder to use the protein we eat to actually build or even maintain muscle. So if we miss our body's ideal protein window, we're not just missing a chance to get stronger. We're actively losing muscle mass. And here's the real kicker. That window opens up right in the morning. But what do most of us eat for breakfast? Toast, coffee, maybe a piece of fruit. That's not fuel for aging muscles. That's a recipe for weakness. What your body needs is a strong start. A real breakfast that's rich in protein right after you've done your morning movement. Let me tell you about Barbara. She's 91, lives alone, and is sharper and stronger than folks 20 years younger. 2 years ago, she noticed she was getting weaker, even though she thought she was eating well. The change? She swapped her toast and jam breakfast for a protein-rich smoothie every morning. Greek yogurt, protein powder, a spoonful of almond butter, and a handful of spinach. That's it. Simple. She started seeing results within weeks. More energy, better balance, fewer naps. The science backs her up. Studies show that seniors who consume 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein within 30 minutes of waking maintain muscle better, have steadier blood sugar, and stay more active throughout the day. And it doesn't have to be complicated. Scramble 2 eggs with some cottage cheese. Have a bowl of Greek yogurt with chia seeds. Make a quick smoothie. Just skip the sugary stuff and avoid pairing your protein with high glycemic carbs like white toast or juice. Timing is everything. Right after your mobility routine, your muscles are primed. Blood flow is up. Your cells are ready to soak in that protein and put it to work. If you wait until lunch or dinner, the moment is gone. The protein just doesn't land the same way. You're fueling late instead of building strong. I've stuck to this protein routine since my mid-80s, and I credit it for why I'm still carrying groceries, tending my garden, and getting up from the floor without help. It's not about vanity. It's about freedom. Strength gives you choices. Weakness takes them away. So tomorrow, before you reach for that muffin, ask yourself, am I fueling my freedom? Your future strength is built in the first hour of your day. Don't let it slip by. Start with protein. Start strong. There comes a moment in life, usually when you're standing in your kitchen, coffee in hand, aching just a little more than usual when you realize that how you start your morning sets the tone for everything else. That was my turning point. Not a big, dramatic moment, just quiet clarity. I was 74, tired, sluggish, and convinced it was just aging. But when I started these 5 habits, drinking my salt water, stepping into the sun, giving my brain a workout, moving with purpose, and eating protein first thing, everything changed. My energy came back. My thoughts were sharper. I felt alive again. And not just alive, but engaged, curious, empowered. This is your moment too. Right now, to choose your mornings, to choose your future, to age on your terms, not by default. Don't wait for a crisis. Don't wait for permission. Start tomorrow. Your strongest years can still be ahead of you. Here's the truth. Aging isn't the enemy. Ignoring your body's signals is. These 5 simple morning habits, they're not just routines. They're investments in your independence, your clarity, and your peace of mind. I didn't start them because I wanted to live forever. I started because I wanted to feel alive every day I'm given. And now at 94, I do. No fancy supplements. No extreme diets. Just listening to what my body needs the moment I open my eyes. So if you're waking up tired, stiff, or foggy, don't write it off. Write a new story. Start tomorrow. Better aging begins the moment you stop accepting decline and start choosing action. If this message spoke to you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with someone you care about. Maybe it's your neighbor, your daughter, or your best friend from high school. And if you're ready to take action, subscribe to this channel. We're building a community where aging is not something to fear, but something to master together. Drop a comment below with the habit you're going to start tomorrow. I'd love to hear your story. Let's age with power, purpose, and pride.